I wasn't a natural artist, I would say. In fact, a lot of people have asked me, did you do it as a kid? And I certainly didn't. In fact, I got an F in the GCSE, which was better than my maths. So I wasn't necessarily a natural. And it kind of happened by accident. Entertaining my daughter, of all things, and Eleanor's just over there. And much like anyone who's a dad in this room, would have had children who'd have said to you at any point, Dad, I'm bored. And that very much happened to me, and us, I should say. And she wanted to paint, essentially. She said, Dad, I want to paint. And I thought, well, that's handy, because there's a few skirting boards I need doing. But alas, she didn't want to do that. So we went down to the shop and brought the old kids' watercolours. I'm sure we've all had them. And she said, Dad, I want you to paint with me. And it was at this point my heart sort of sunk a bit. And I thought, oh, God, last time I painted it was at school and it wasn't very successful, but we'll give it a go. So we painted away, and much to my surprise, it came out all right. Believe it or not. And I thought, okay, I might have a bit of a thing or a bit of a talent here. And thankfully, this is where my wife steps in and said, you should pursue this, really. And I have. And I'm so glad I have, because here we are, 4 years later, at my first solo exhibition. So that's how I got here, and it's thanks to my family. My art, and the art you'd have seen, has its own sort of traits and characteristics. And a few people have said to me over the last year's couple of months, I could tell it was one of yours, you've got a style. Well, that's unintentional. I don't see that. People tell me I have. For me, the art I like, I'm a huge admirer of photorealistic artists, but that's not me, that's not my style. I like a painting to be a painting. I like heavy brushstrokes. I like to see where the artist has thought about things, has moved the paint around, had a change of heart, and created something that's unique to them, such as Turner or Cuneo, people like that, and obviously Cuneo's part of the core. But also I like narrative. So I like the viewer to be able to look at it and think, well, actually, what's going on there? I can see it's perhaps a car in the weeds or a military procession or whatever, but what's actually going on? There's little things in those paintings to sort of add to that. So it's about the painting and it's about narrative for me. And hopefully that comes across in my art and certainly stuff I've exhibited here. Now, the stuff I've exhibited here, there's three main walls really for me. The first one as you go in is obviously the military stuff, the Op Trenton, the South Sudan from 36th Engineer Regiment, and 101, two of my great commissions. That's obviously, you know, what I'm most noted for, I would say. But the other two walls are almost a dichotomy to themselves. On the left, you've got the Queen's Funeral, the QGE, the RE search team, the Core Museum, and the celebrated, essentially. That wall is the celebrated stuff, the great stuff, you know, the things that grabs the headlines. Opposite that is the abandoned, if you will, the car in the weeds, the shed, the rainy day in London. For me, I find both just as equally interesting. And for some reason, I'm drawn to the abandoned stuff as much as I am the colourful and the celebrated. So that's what this exhibition is all about. It's showing sort of both sides of that for me. I don't want to waffle on too much, and I'm conscious that I've taken a bit of your time up. And there is drinks and food out there, and if you haven't tried any of Adam's food yet, please do. It's pretty spectacular. But I just wanted to say a few thank yous, because it'd be remiss of me if I didn't. First and foremost, I want to thank David Tovey, who's just stood over there. He's an incredible artist himself. And if it wasn't for David and the links he's helped me forge with the Core Museum, I wouldn't be here today. Secondly, Rebecca and her team and the Core Museum, again, fantastic giving me this opportunity. Has been very, very special. Matt and Claire, I want to thank you for not only supporting me with this event, but trusting in me and believing in me to paint your houses not once, but twice. Which has been fantastic and really been a stepping stone for me.
There are a couple of skirting boards that do.
There is a couple of skirting and a few sash windows I've noticed. But yeah. Yeah, I've got a few myself. And Adam, whose food sort of speaks for itself. But lastly, I want to wrap up and thank my two families, really. And I mean two families. Firstly, the Corps of Royal Engineers. We're obviously here at the home of that. And that is as family to me, and that's the bonus of joining the army. I joined in 1996 and left the regular army in 2002, and then returned in 2007 as a reserve. And everything that's happened here, the support I've been given by the Corps, by Sapper by the museum, just underlines the point that actually, when you join, you don't just join for a job, a career, but you actually get a surrogate family, and that stays with you for life. So I can't thank the Corps enough. It's been wonderful to be able to have it here. It's been so special. And secondly, my actual family, of which I'm going to rope Gaz in on this one as well, who's always by my side. My wife, who's a collaborator in probably my best two creations, those being my daughters. You're welcome. No worries. No worries. I was working nights, so I don't know how that works. And my dad and my siblings, my sisters, you know, without their support and belief, I wouldn't be here at all. And last but not least, everyone, thank you very much for sharing this with me today. I really appreciate it. If you haven't had a chance to have a drink and food, please do. I will be hanging about, so if you haven't spoken to me yet, collar me. And I'm here for some questions. Thank you very much. Thank you.